Brilliance Audio presents Flight of a Maori Goddess by Sarah Lark, translated by D.W. Lovett, performed by Anne Flosnick. Roberta's education class was located in an outbuilding of the University of Otago, and Atamarie found the structure simply hideous. Fortunately, she wouldn't be studying here. The college which had just accepted her was a great deal bigger and more imposing. Canterbury College was all Gothic style, her Aunt Heather had said, but imitation, designed long after the Gothic period. New Zealand hadn't yet been settled by whites back when they were building real Gothic cathedrals in Europe. Atamarie climbed the steps and sat down on the top stair. She was in high spirits, if also a little tired after the long train ride. Still, the route was good. It was no longer an ordeal to travel back and forth between Christchurch and Dunedin. She hummed to herself as she waited to tell her friend that their paths would now diverge for the first time in 9 years. The girls had gotten to know each other when their mothers both lived in Wellington on the North Island, working for one of the organisations fighting for women's suffrage. After that battle was won, both women had married. Matariki and Kupe had moved to Parihaka, whereas Roberta's mother, Violet, and her husband, Sean, had taken Roberta to Sean's hometown of Dunedin. The two friends had graduated from Otago Girls' High School a few weeks before, and they were now looking forward to enjoying the most recent achievement of activists like their mothers. The universities on the South Island had been forced to open their doors to women. Atamarie heard a buzzing inside the school building, and the students began pouring out. They were almost entirely young women, conservatively dressed in dark skirts and muted blouses peeking out from under prim jackets. A few wore unadorned sack-like dresses, which were just as boring and spinsterish as the seemingly ubiquitous cloche hats. Though there were alternatives. Neither Atamarie nor Roberta wore corsets, but their fashionable tailored clothes came from the city's famous gold mine boutique. Both girls called Kathleen Burton, one of the boutique's proprietors, Grandma. Atamarie's biological father, Colin, was Kathleen's son, as was Roberta's stepfather, Sean. That day, Atamarie wore a sun-yellow reform-style dress printed with colourful flowers and a dark green mantilla and cute straw hat atop her blonde hair. She noticed the lingering glances from the few male students and the women eyeing her unkindly. No doubt it was unusual, perhaps even forbidden, to sit on the steps. Roberta finally appeared, wearing her plainest dress and a short black coat. Atamarie leaped up to hug her. "You look like an owl," she teased. "Do you have to dress like that?" Roberta blushed, drawing the attention of male students. No matter how she dressed, Roberta Fence was a beauty. Her long, wavy hair, now forced into a prim bun, was a deep chestnut. Her face was heart-shaped, and despite its classical beauty, always looked soft and gentle. She had full lips and blue eyes, not quite the spectacular turquoise of her mother's, but as deep blue and clear as the Highland lakes. "We're supposed to look serious," she replied, "but aren't all students?" She raised a disapproving eyebrow at Atamarie's outfit. Atamarie shrugged. "I stand out no matter what I wear, and don't tell me that owls are symbols of wisdom. If you ask me, parrots are much cleverer." Roberta laughed and linked arms with Atamarie. She had missed her friend in the 2 days she had been gone. "So, how was Christchurch? Did they accept you into the programme?" she inquired as they strolled toward a cafe. Atamarie nodded. "Of course, they didn't have a choice, you know. I had the best marks of anybody. But it was funny. Professor Dobbins thought I was a mirage at first." She scrunched up her nose as if wearing a pince-nez, then imitated the professor's booming voice. "Mr. Turei. Miss?" The man was baffled, and here he'd been so excited about having his first Maori student. He was probably expecting a giant warrior with tattoos. Roberta giggled. "And then you turned up."